I think I know someone who needs to hear this. It's you. Yeah, you. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Don't we wish every day could be a awesome, amazing day, right? Well, today, not so much for me. While I was able to cook and do like my normal daily thing, I have been picking up on some strange energies that I really want to discuss. So let's not waste any time and get straight to it. The war on melanated women is crazy. It's crazy. In the last 2 years, I would say, I've really recognized how people, and this is a general consensus, people literally do not want to see melanated women, women of color, do well. Follow me. I have worked as an independent contractor, owning my own business. I have worked in the corporate world. I have dealt with the court systems. I have dealt with police. I have dealt with interpersonal relationships. And what I can say as the general consensus is the melanated woman is not allowed to do well. And if we do well, it has to be in conjunction with someone else allowing us to do well. I've just simply noticed that we're only allowed to plateau. We're only allowed to get to a certain level. And then once we make it to that certain level, it's like, okay, you've done enough. Calm down. Stay there. You don't belong anywhere else. This is where you belong. Like, you only belong here. You're not allowed to climb up here. You're not allowed to go up here. Oh, these social circles are not for you. Or if you do come to these social circles, it's only because we extended an olive branch. It's not because you belong in these social circles. And let me be very clear about something. The melanated woman is the original woman. And the way that society treats women of color is the same way that society treats Mother Nature, like trash. The reason why we're experiencing global warming right now is because the average human being does not recycle and they don't know how to treat Earth. The same way the society treats Earth, Mother Nature, is an equivalent to how the woman of color is treated. And it's so disappointing because I myself am not the average woman. I'm not the average woman of color. I pride myself in being an individual, being authentic to the things that I enjoy, the things that I like, and really staying true to myself throughout my journey of life. But what I can say is, like, in staying true to myself, I have faced so much backlash just to be an individual. And already in society, I understand that being an individual is obviously a problem when you don't conform, when you're a nonconformist. But when you are a woman of color and you're a nonconformist, it's a huge problem. I don't really know what to tell people. I don't know how to help you digest who I am. If you can't digest it, then I suggest you go find something that you can digest. And I don't really know how to say it in a softer way. I'm not for everybody. We're not for everybody. But what society needs to stop doing is stop trying to crush us and categorize us so that we fit into these little cubic spaces of your mind. If you can't digest who we are as individuals, then you can go find something that is digestible. The time is now for women of color to be individuals, to be who you came to be who you're called to be, and to not crush yourself to fit into a society that was not built for you to succeed. I will no longer fit into anyone's bubble. I will no longer fit into anyone else's shoe that belongs to another individual. This is my journey, my path, and I'm going to treat it as such. And I'm encouraging you as a melanated woman to do the same thing. Like I've said, I've dealt with the court systems. They're completely unfair. I've dealt with police. They're brutally unfair. I've dealt with corporate America. They're brutally unfair. So if you turn to those three things, which are huge pillars in our society, you're dealing with the protection, you're dealing with the justice system, you're dealing with the way you put food in your mouth on the table and make money. All three of those systems are not built for us to grow and to win. The only time we can grow and we can win within those systems is if we're as crooked as the systems that are built. Who wants to be a part of a society like that? Not me. I'm not falling for anything because I stand for something. And I'm encouraging you all to stand for something. Stop simply crushing yourself to fit into negativity. It's okay to be an individual and explore individuality. That is what life is about. Life is about exploring individuality. What do you like? Who are you? What makes you you? And the next thing is, don't hate on each other, because it's already hard for us and we're giving like a crevice of space to be who we are. We end up stepping on each other. And what I've also noticed is like, where can we get to if we're against each other too? Nowhere. If my own kind don't like me, my own kind want to see me fail, my own kind wants to come up and rise up against me, I already have the outsiders doing that. If it's on the inside of my kingdom as well, I'm definitely not going nowhere. And it's a really sad reality. This is why we have so many broken homes. This is why we have such a broken society within our own culture, is because not only are we fighting the outside for a space to exist, we're fighting the inside as well. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. I'm not speaking on things that I don't know. The things within our culture and the things within our community do not allow us to grow if they cannot categorize you. You have to fit into a certain space. I don't do that. I never have. I don't know how, and I never will. And for people that can relate to this, they know exactly what I'm saying. If you don't fit into a category, then you're categorized as something completely off the wall, off the Richter weird. And then you're treated as such, which is completely unfair. God did not bring us all here to have the same experience. God brought us here to be individuals. God brought us here to figure out how to love and understand individuality amongst one another. And that looks different for everyone. I shouldn't feel like I have to crush myself. I shouldn't feel like I'm not allowed to be intellectual or intelligent. I should not feel like I cannot increase my conscious level because I'm afraid of what people are going to think of me. I don't care what people think of me. But what I do care about is the respect that I get in the individual that I am. Respect individuality. Everyone doesn't want to be herd like cattle. It's just the fact of the matter. So, today is Thursday. Today's Thursday. I think today is the 9th, Thursday the 9th. So we have 2 days left until the North Node goes into Pisces. North Node in Pisces, South Node in Gemini, South Node in Virgo. North Node in Pisces, South Node in Gemini. This shift is going to be a huge shift because, the nodes really are directional. So the South Node is I keep saying Gemini. So the South Node is Virgo, and Virgo is a very structured, specific way of being. A 1 + 2 + 3 = 6. It's that. There is nothing outside of that. Pisces is an ocean of uncovering of possibilities. Pisces is the possibilities are endless. With the North Node being in Pisces, we are looking at endless possibilities coming upon us. And I'm so looking forward to this energy because it's personal to my chart. And also my fourth house is in Pisces. My Chiron is in Pisces. So I have been able to uncover a lot of things within my childhood lately and really find a lot of deep understanding as to where I come from, who I am, and where I'm going. And where I'm going is very bright. And I encourage you all to look into your North Node, look into the houses that you have Pisces in, look into how this is really going to affect your chart, because the North Node will be in Pisces, I think, for a little over a year. And with the South Node being in Virgo, I feel like that just allows the structure to exist of the past. The structure of the past is there. We can't change the past. The past is already written. But in the future, we can be a lot more, what's the word? For the future, we can be a lot more coherent of what we learned previously while being a little less coherent and letting things flow. And that's what I'm looking forward to with the North Node being in Pisces, is we'll have an opportunity to allow things to flow because we already understand structure. We've established structure with the South Node. And then in just a couple of days, we'll have a full moon in Cancer. So Cancer is a very loving home mothering sign, and those represent the feminine, the divine feminine, the nurturer, right? Cancer and Leo are the only two signs ruled by luminaries, Cancer being the moon. So with a full moon in Cancer, this will give you the opportunity to release everything that does not nurture you, release everything that does not serve you around your nurturing. And I encourage you to do these things. This will be a full moon in Cancer, and it will be a wolf moon. A lot of wolf in sheep's clothing. You can have a dark wolf, you can have a light wolf. A dark wolf is going to be elusive in a bad way. A light wolf is going to be elusive for protection. It's two different things. So I encourage you to do your research and just find out what's in your chart. Find out how these transits can work for you as far as the shifting of the nodes, the full moon in Cancer. And then on top of that, we're already Pluto in Aquarius. So we've got some big things going on in the stars, and the forecast is looking very inviting. Although I'm not too fond of this retrograde Mars in Cancer. It's a lot. I can't front. It's a lot. But it's also making me revisit the things that I just don't want to go after anymore. It's making me realize that I only want to move on things that I'm passionate about, that I have my heart in. And if I'm not passionate about it, I don't have my heart in it, I don't want to move. And that's what retrogrades do. They make you rethink, restructure, reassess. And Mars is the planet of assertion, the planet of attack. And with it being in Cancer, Cancer being a luminary, ruling the moon in your emotions, it's really what do you go after that you feel for? Make sure you're intentional and you're passionate about the things that you go after that you feel for. And that is something that I'm really learning because my Mars is in Aries. So a lot of times I just go after things off a whim. If I get an idea, I'm going after it. If I think about it, I'm doing it. If I want it, I get it. But the retrograde and it being in a more passionate sign allows me to take a step back and just reassess and make sure that I actually care about this thing I'm going after if I'm going to spend time doing it. Because if I'm going to spend time doing it, why wouldn't I care about it, right? And then with also the full moon being in Cancer, it's like, if I'm going to spend time doing it, let me make sure that I'm passionate about it. And if I'm not, with this full moon, let me just release it, because it could be a wolf in sheep's clothing. I could be allowing something in my orbit that doesn't belong. So do you see how I'm talking? Do you see how I'm in tune with my higher self? Do you see how I'm in tune? I'm one with myself. And that's what I was explaining at the beginning of the video. A lot of times as women of color, we're not allowed to be this way. People don't want to hear us talking like this. People don't want to see us carrying ourselves like this in all of our glory. But I encourage you. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing in your way. We're not the minority. We're not. We're not. We're the original mother. So, yeah, love each other. That's the best thing that we can do, because we are not the minority. I do not accept that. I know that we come in droves and in numbers. If we just find a way to love each other, we won't have to keep explaining ourselves to other people, because people will take a hint on how we love each other and will understand that we don't accept less. So in order to get people to stop treating us like we're less, we have to stop treating each other like we're less. We have to learn to love one another. We have to learn to put away the jealousy, put away the envy, put away the covetousness, right? We have to love one another as women of color, as melanated women. We all come from the great mother. We all are great mothers, right? Right. We're all one. There's no you without me. There's no I without us. We're on this path together. I encourage you to stick together, to love one another, build your tribes, pay attention to what's going on around you. There is no one that's coming to save you if we can't save each other. Nobody else is going to save us. It's been very clear where they want us. And women of color, we have to find a way to come together, be smarter about our decisions, stop giving away the fruit of who we are for free, because our value is so high. It's almost unbelievable that we don't always value ourselves, but it is also believable because the society that we live in kind of teaches us that we're not valued. But imagine if Mother Nature decided that, oh, you're not valuing me anymore, so you can't access me. What would we do without Mother Nature? Couldn't survive. So I've enjoyed having this conversation with you. I always have great conversations with you guys, and it's always a pleasure. Make sure you keep up with those transits. Make sure you check your chart. Cafe Astrology, tip-top shape. They give you everything that you need to see, and I'm sure there's other websites out there that can give you the same. So stay tuned. There will be more, and until next time.